everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. And just like my cat, you might be wondering what we're doing today. Today, we'll be watching a bunch of animation, just like this one.
Is there anything else?
Animations that were entered in the 11-second club competition. In case you don't know what the 11-second club is, it's a website for animators and aspiring animators where they publish one voice clip every single month. And the voice clip for January, in case you still want to take part in the competition, is this one here. Oh, doesn't want to play. Okay, I can't show you this one, but we're gonna hear a lot of the December voice clip because that is the animations that we'll be having a look today. And we are going to analyze them a little bit, see what acting choices, what clever ideas they had to create their animations so that we ourselves can learn for our animation skills and steal or get inspired by some of the best ideas and maybe see what things don't work as well and why. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. I see Dylan is already there. Hello, welcome. And I hope everything is working fine with the audio setup. Of course, has been a long time, so I'm a bit out of practice here. But nevertheless, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hello, Hilly. Nice to see you. Let's jump right in with the winner of the December competition. What I forgot to mention is there's a vote. You can rate the animations on a scale from 1 to 11, and the winner gets a critique from a prestigious animation school. But today we're not going to just look at the winner. We're also going to look at the runner-ups and maybe something along the animation that was created by beginners, because I think this is where critique can really be helpful to really figure out what the next step in your animation journey could be. So, but let's start with the winner. Luis Antonio Meco won the December competition with the following animation, and you should be able to hear the sound as well. Let me know if that doesn't work. Hello, Adachi. Welcome.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
Okay, a really nice idea. I really like that there's some stuff going on in the background. The setup is really nice. And if I remember the movie correctly, this is all assets from one of the Blender movies. And the cool thing about the Blender movies is that all the assets and movie files and animation files and rigs are open source as well, or at least you can get access to them by joining the Blender membership, whatever they have going on right now. Then you can have these assets that they use to create their short film. And I do like that the setup is kind of true to the movie. You have these teenagers that went into the forest and they get it's a really nasty movie. It's they get in trouble with these little gnomes. So the setup is working very well, I think, and is very entertaining. Interestingly, I think this animation could probably it's so crazy. Like in the first place, there are always some super great things in there. Let's maybe start with that because, this is a well-deserved first place, of course. I do like the flow in a lot of the poses. Let's just pick a pose out real quick. I just like how the legs are just flowing out here, and you have like this clear shape here. Oh, what's going on with my pen? Yes. Oh, Huyan, I still have to do some setup to do with my pen. Disable Windows Ink, see how if that's gonna work better. We through it. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is working better. So first of all, you already have a really great shape language in the rig. You have like this clear round shape. Then the animator did this nice flowy pose where the legs are flowing out as one little stump down there. I do like that you have like a straight against a curve. That's working really well. The finger is breaking into the silhouette of the beard. It's clearly noticeable against the beard, so that's working really well. You have asymmetric facial expressions, so that's really cool. Same with her, everything is a little bit tilted. I really like that. Like, that is the secret sauce to, the last couple percent in an animation that makes it so much better. I do wonder if the silhouettes could have been strengthened a little bit more, even. Like, I am always I'm a huge fan of cartoony animation, and I think those rigs do deserve some cartoony animation. So I think I would probably be even more like, I kind of don't like that this is almost mirrored here. I think I would probably try something like this, to have two sides that are really, really different. And for a lot of the arm poses of her riding kind of mix the upper arm and the lower arm together. I think I would try to be a little bit more aware with that negative space, because if you just push it a little bit more, if you push her arm a little bit more out, you're getting a negative space here. Let's mark that. Let's maybe finish that drawing first. I think for readability, it's always nice to have a clear triangle dent here. And this part between the notepad and the armpit, I think, could also bring some visual clarity so that the pose is really snappy and can really be seen at one glance. So those are more subtle things where I would try to push things maybe a little bit more. I do love the whole background action. Like, there's a whole lot going on in the background. Let's focus on that for now. Something is off, though, with the jump. Okay, so what I would probably do in a cartoony, in the case of a cartoon, I think I would probably skip most of these in-betweens. Like, I do like this as a peak. That's really nice. But I would probably kick out this frame and directly go to that frame. And what this gives you is a really snappy bam, really snappy coming down from the jump, which makes the weight even more clear of the jump. I would probably not have it that soft. I feel like right now, in the foot area especially, these jumps feel a little bit too soft for this cartoony style. I love look at that squash and stretch of that little gnome, and bam. That's really nice. Getting beaten up by a gnome. Yeah, that's nice. I like that spacing here. This is a nice big spacing that makes the punch really clear, gives it some oomph. That's really nice. Oof. Hmm. Now let's have a look at how that works. Okay, so the little gnome slams into the belly, falls down a little to the side. I like that it just gotten shifted out from the body, because that's one of the things where I said, like, we need to kind of avoid this, that things overlap. And this was very well done. So instead of having the gnome drop in front here, uh, we're cheating a little bit, and the gnome is coming over here and then dropping down outside of the silhouette of the guy, which is good. So we can, this is kind of like independent from it. That's really nice. And then how he's holding his belly. That's some nice squash and stretch, and some nice follow through and drag. You can see that the head is being beaten first. See the head? That's where the impact is. And then the upper body is dragged, and then the rest follows until eventually the legs are fully extended. That spin is a really nice twist. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the right before the impact. There's this spacing right before the ground. I would probably take this frame out, so that it really hurts, so that the guy really slams into the ground. I would probably go from here directly to the ground and then have the head follow. That's a nice example also for follow through and overlap. You see how the body bounces after having hit the floor. That's really cool. All right, let's listen to it again with a sound.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
I have a little bit of a nitpick for her acting choices. I do feel like she's not. It's a little bit the effect that you have when you play like in a theater and the world around you is not actually the world that the character is in. I'm having this effect a little bit here because
Is there
I
anything
feel like she. How do I put this? I feel like I can't clearly read her agenda. Like, is she inspecting the place? Then I would expect her to look around closely, maybe look at that weird mushroom thing, maybe look up, look to the right, and actually see something. But you can see it like she's looking to the side without actually seeing something, which could work if she's like lost in thought, or if she I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of I clearly see her role of writing some stuff down in the notepad, but I feel like it could have been pushed more in one direction. Like, what is her authority? Is she a reporter? Is she like, I don't know. It maybe there could have been like, I'm nitpicking on a very high level here because this is obviously, this is the winner entry. I think I would have liked a little bit more, like if she's just playing with him, if she's just, I feel like there's a difference between her. Let's see. Do I have a notepad somewhere? Just something. like, I feel like you could push this in a more fun direction. Right now, she is a little bit generic. Like, the gnome is great with this, like, oh, I don't know. The guy in the background, great slapstick, lots of fun. And I feel like she's a little bit weak. And the way how she could be a little bit more strong in this piece is if she's really like, if she's a reporter, she would be like, she would look at it the whole time. If she's just playing with him, I think she could be like, it's super clear that she's not writing actually. That she's not, she's just like, yeah, tell me. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Like, there could be a lot of like eye rolls and a lot of like playful things, and it would be super clear that she's not actually writing something down. If she would inspecting a place, she would be like, okay, something over there. There's trees. Your beard looks a little bit funky, a little bit weird. Like, yeah. Just to give her something special as the third character who got a notepad to hold, but I feel like there still could be a more believable role in it. Hi, Darren T. Passing through. Wonderful. Yeah, nice to see you. Alrighty. I think that's enough so far. There's going to be a professional critique of this one as well. Like, somebody from the animation mentor team, I believe, is going to do it. So you can learn a lot more about how to polish this piece and the perspective of another animator on this one. So let's move on to the second entry, to the second place. Let's see who got the second place. Laurent Page, let's watch your animation. Maybe a little bit bigger.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
Nice. I really like this one too. This is a well-deserved second place as well. And I hate to say it, from some of the pushing into her role, I like it more than the other one. Like, I like the setup and the idea in the other one a lot. Acting wise, I like how strong this is pushing in a direction, how this is pushing into a very, very, very deliberate character choice here.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
Like, she clearly, like, I know, I'm having fun, I'm playing with you here. I really like how much of that comes out. Like, that doesn't mean that everybody should push their animation in the same direction. That's the cool thing about the 11-second club, that, people can push these voice clips into all kinds of different directions, and that's really fun. But I personally like if it's being pushed in a very, very clear and deliberate direction for the person who has most of the dialogue. So yeah, I think this is really well done and really fun. He says, she reminds me of Janine from Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I like there are a lot of things that make this animation playful. We're going to have a closer look at that. So,
is there anything else going on that I should know about?
Yeah, look how the post transition.
I should know about?
This is not just a transition. Like, this is not a person going from this pose to this pose. There are a lot of steps. There's a lot of build up. Like, there is this. I like to separate poses in modification poses and in contrast poses. And the first couple poses are modification poses. The main pose is her being leaned on the desk with, elbow here, elbow here. And then the poses are kind of building on that. So you have her doing this little hand twirl. Her face is looking to the left, to the right. Shoulders are coming up. Look at that. That's so nice. Shoulders, often neglected. You can do so much with good shoulder animation.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
And so far, up to this point, these were all modification poses of elbows on the table. And only then we come to the actual new contrast pose. And we're not transitioning in a straight line to it. She's going up, and the fingers are also going up before they interlace. By the way, interlacing fingers in 3D, really difficult, really tricky thing. And boom, she's coming down. And look how she's coming down and bouncing up. That makes it so playful. That makes it so nice that you have like these contrast poses where there's, and look how this hand goes to that hand shape. She is not just, she's fully rotating around like that. There's a nice little arc there. There's a nice little arc. And there's like an overshoot. The fingers go into that pose, and then some of the energy is going out of it, and then it goes into the next one. And also there's a little bit of an overshoot, a little bit of a settle for the hand. And again, overshoot, settle, and up. This extreme, this anticipation, this is not physically necessary. This anticipation is purely an acting choice to go up and down. Asymmetric pose. That's always fun. You have like this head shape. Oh, let's turn the brush width down. There we go. Like this, you have, you still have such a nice sweeping curve here. This point is higher than this point. You have these lines everywhere. You have the mouth even more cricket. The other mistake that once you've tilted something, some people stop there. But here you can see that it's not all the same tilt. It's not all like that, but you have like a nice little, this is a different angle than that. So it's a very curvy, flowy pose. And you have like, of course, the line of action flowing, and there's a line flowing through the shoulders. Very, very nice. Very well done. And the way how she acts while he's stuttering, she is like, she has done her setup to confront him. Oh, did you see that nice lip compression before she does something? There's this nice, almost like a smirk, almost a little bit of a like, That's a nice little detail here mid-transition. And look how that transition, how complex this transition is. Her fingers start to move, then her face starts moving, then her eyes close, then she grabs the glasses, and look at the arc, look at her chin. Her chin is drawing this nice little arc, while the hand is drawing a different arc. this more like straight diagonal line in a nice little overshoot. And her other hand, the hand that isn't picking up the glasses, also has this nice little bow. You have like a bunch of different arcs. You have like this, you have this, you have this straight one, and all of them have like their overshoots and anticipation moments and nice little breakdowns. Really beautiful animation.
I like that.
Okay, so
Oh, and look how at the end of the glasses there are a couple steps there
I like
too.
that.
She like pulls it off, it overshoots. She picks it back up, puts it down, and then it slams shut.
I like that.
okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
There's so much detail in this animation. It's I love stuff like this. It's a lot of joy.
Okay, so everything's great with
I love the everything's great.
things great with
If you think about it, there are not that many poses. Like most poses are modification poses. Like this is a modification pose of where she eventually ends up. And then great. Like that's a modification pose. That's not a contrast pose. But it still feels so big because she's flaying out her fingers and great and hits that accent in the voice.
things great with
And there's also contrast in the eyes. He has been doing this one eyebrow lowered, one eyebrow up. And when she says great, then both eyebrows come up. Really nice.
things great with, let's say, your magic?
Nice. I really, really like this one. Really well-deserved second place. Okay, let's jump to the next one. All right, this one is done by Andrea C., a third place, and done with the same Blender rig. That's interesting. So let's have a look.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
No. I like that.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
Okay. Yeah, different flavor on the thing. I find that very interesting to see two artists' interpretations with the same rig. That's really cool to see. And that's kind of what I meant with, everybody takes it a little bit in their own direction. That's its exciting thing about the 11-second club. So let's see.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I love how confrontational she is. We have a little bit of I think I say this in every 11-second club thing. Sometimes you can weaken your pose by returning a choice that you made. So here we start kind of relaxed but in control of the situation, which is cool with this pose. We have a lean forward, which is an intensifying, really nice. And then she kind of goes back. And I think acting-wise, I don't think this is the strongest choice here.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
Going on that I should know about? I think I would do it later.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
Or maybe it's just a timing and spacing thing.
Anything else going on that I should know about? Anything else going on that I should know about?
So, is there anything else going on that I should know about? Is there anything going on that I should know about? I think I wouldn't take it all the way back. I think I like that she starts like in command of the situation. Like, I'm not worried about this gnome. Is there anything else I should know about? Let's see exactly how it was. There we go.
Anything else going on that I should know about?
Anything going on that I should know about? I mean, that's very different. The problem with critiquing something is always that, poses like this need to be developed. And we don't have time to like fully develop poses now. I think I would try to do this as a modification pose to have her still leaned forward. And maybe you can do the arm here. And maybe she could even look around, like anything else going on that I should know about. Depending on where you want to push the situation.
On that I should know about?
Another problem is also
I should know about?
we are kinda like, she's kinda giving him an ultimatum. Like, is there anything I should know about? Like, it ends with a strong "your turn, I'm watching you" energy.
I should know about?
And I would probably shift this so it doesn't happen after she finishes, but while she finishes, because it makes a huge difference. Is there anything else that I should know about? And is there anything else that I should know about? Has a different feeling, Is there anything else that I should know about? Is different than, is there anything else that I should know about? If you do it afterwards, it makes it softer. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes you might want that, especially if a character isn't strongly pushing. But I feel like this is an accent that needs to be delivered. Like, when you hit the word, you want the pose to hit. Is there anything else that I should know about? Like, you want this know about, and now you answer. Like, you want this to be one beat. Hilly says this is basically an acting class. Yeah, this is my favorite aspect of animation, and yeah, it's what can make and break the whole scene. I feel like these acting choices, but I feel like it's very difficult to critique because I often critique with like, maybe you should have tried something else, and then like, just because I have another idea, that's maybe also important to say. Just because I suggest something doesn't mean it is the right choice. Like, personally, when I animate, I try like different acting choices. I try 5 to 10 different things. And here I'm just blurting out whatever first idea comes to my mind, which might not always be the best thing to do. But yeah. I love this these kind of thoughts and trying to get into the head of the character. And oftentimes, and sometimes I get the feedback to my feedback that is like, yeah, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. That's also totally fine.
I don't like so. No.
Okay, so everything.
Definitely love that little finger touch.
I don't like so. No.
Okay, so everything.
I don't like so. No.
Okay, so
I wonder, because this is so cartoony.
I don't like so. No.
The body movement of the gnome feels very soft, which is okay. It's an okay default choice.
I don't like so. No.
Okay.
I think in a cartoony film, I would be like, nah, I would be much more like, hit this, hit that direction, hit that one, and then only for the, I don't know, like for the only for the part that it says no, I would do the shake back and forth.
You know, no, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything.
Yeah, I would probably have a stronger tie with. Let's see if we can time that with the voice.
You know, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say,
I would
your
try to have it more snappy, going together with like very snappy left to right head movements. Okay, now let's see how she finishes this.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic.
This one I found a lot stronger than the beginning. And the reason is because she now hits the accents very clearly.
Everything's great with.
You know, we have great, and then she's in that pose, and we don't double down. We don't like take it back or something.
It's great with, let's say, your magic. Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic.
I would probably. So what this is missing is a little bit of the complexity from the previous entry. You know, what I said with like in the previous entry, she was rarely going from pose A to pose B in like a very clear line. I feel like the it's also a little bit of a character question. Not every character needs to do this. But again, if we want to make this even more silly and fun and cartoony, I would probably, especially for how the hand ends up in the hips, I would probably not just go down in a straight line or curve. I would probably have like a little bit of a I don't know. Let's have some fun with this. I would probably have her head dip down. Let's try that. Which could be cool because, you know, of all of the secondary action that might then go on with her hair, she might three-dimensionally dip down a little bit. And, you know, look a little bit to the side, have a little bit of fun with that. And then the most important one is I think I would probably have her, you know, prop a little bit out, overshoot a little bit, and then connect with the hip. Maybe we could do like a little bit of a reverse pose. I don't know. And maybe we could do something like the elbow leading the motion first before the wrist takes over. Maybe that is too much. I sometimes like those chains that, you know, here you have with her, you have the motion pretty much being led by the wrist. Sometimes you can do that in a chain. Sometimes you can have the elbow lead the motion first, and after a certain point the elbow dips down and the wrist is taking over the motion. That can add some complexity. Let's be even more silly. Maybe she could stomp up and down with the foot to like really make a point. I don't know. That's probably too much. I'm just, you know, just as an example how you could add more detail, more crazy stuff to this animation.
Things great with, let's say, your magic.
I do like the let's say and the tapping with the finger.
Your magic.
And this is very
Let's
nice.
say, your magic.
Again, I find this arc a little bit boring. How about let's say this is the breakdown. How about have her dip down all the way? I do love the squash and stretch that's in here. On fast motions, it's often advisable to close the eyes of the character unless they really want to keep them open. Maybe take the hand over the head. And I don't know, maybe do a crazy little headband, like whoop, something like that. I don't know. I would try to be more crazy during that transition.
Your magic?
I do like how it ends. I do love that overshoot. I do like the secondary action on the earrings. That's very nice. When I cut back to the guy, I would probably have him lean back a little bit, because somebody leaning into you that much will probably trigger a reaction. So I don't know, like maybe he's like, just because she was very in your face in the previous shot, I wonder if we could have him lean back a little bit and look up to her. Maybe it could even be like we could even see her. Yeah, just to finish with something with a strong decision.
Let's say, your magic? Is there any
camera perspective wise, I would probably shift her over. I'll probably have her more, like, the rule of thirds. Oh, that's a terrible straight line. I would probably have her more over here. And the gnome. Sometimes center perspective, I like how in your face center perspective can be. It should be a really really clear decision, though. Really, it shouldn't be an accident. I'd probably have him over there and then have like a shot reverse shot classical thing, and that could also come together in the end a little bit better. But overall, there's so much good stuff in there. Spacing wise, timing wise, the poses are really nice. There's so much expertise in here. If you want, you can continue to have a closer look at this on your own. This Forest Encounter, the third place by Andrea C. So let's see what fourth place has in store for us.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
Oh, that's nice.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
I do like that we get a lot of interpretations of the same thing. Like, her playful, like, thinking pose. We've seen a couple of variations of this so far. We've seen the, tapping at the chin. We have seen the hand, finger curled up like this to the chin now. Really nice. I do like how she puts the hand in her hips. Like, that's kind of what I talked about earlier with like animation complexity. You have like this really nice
On that I should know about?
this really nice beat here.
On that I should know about?
I'm not sure I would do it as straight, especially because it's sometimes it's a little bit dangerous to like flay the arms around on like a 2D space, but I feel like with this motion, I feel like it shouldn't come from above. Just sometimes you can just slide it down, I guess that would work, but going like if you want to do something really clear, I feel like it could go a little bit outwards, to really have that like this feeling to the whole thing.
On that I should know about?
like the timing is great. Posing wise, I would probably have this one a little bit out, especially because you're losing this negative space here. This is not the best silhouette because there's no negative space here. So I would probably just have it out and then come in, diagonal line, maybe like that. But really nice spacing wise. I like the accent.
Anything else going on that I should know about?
I like the acting choice of him holding something, as if he's like, he wants to defend himself, like, I don't know, that fits the voice clip so nice to give this character something in the hands. That's a really nice choice. I would probably suggest, and kind of like overall, the line of action is not very clear in a lot of these poses. Like, it's very straight. So I don't know. I would probably experiment with more like. So first of all, shoulder line. If you change the line of action, all the good stuff starts happening automatically. You get a shoulder line that isn't symmetric. This one shoulder is higher than the other shoulder. That's good. You kind of have to tilt the head, which is something that I can recommend for a lot of poses. So that's very good. Let's see. I would probably tilt his head even lower and like have him. I don't know. Like, if he doesn't want to look at the staff, I think he should look around, and be unsure about it, or maybe in the other direction. Now we get to pose design, which, I would need a research phase for that as well. I would create lots of different suggestions for the pose. But then another thing, again, I would probably try to clear up the silhouette. I would see if I could either have the arm come out of the silhouette, and maybe that's a good idea. Or why is it undoing more than I want to undo? So maybe he could be holding the staff closer to himself. And here I would also try to really get upper arm and lower arm and negative space here, a negative space on one of the sides. Oh no, why did it undo everything? You don't need to do it always on all sides, but I feel like some silhouette clarity could be held there. Also, a great thing to experiment with poses like this is to actually, you have a body, so you can always try to do it yourself. I unfortunately don't have something that could be working as the staff. But just to experiment with, like, what different ones could you get with holding the staff at different sides of your body, and different tilts of the head. I think there's some fun to be had here, that could ultimately lead to a very strong choice for the line of action. All right, so and the moment where he lets go of the staff, I feel like could be even even stronger. Like, you have him like kind of cling on to his staff and being like protective and my staff, and then he does one gesture where he lets go of the staff, and it kind of like weirdly already hangs in the air as if it's not being held properly by him, and then he does another gesture and forgets about it and lets it go. I like that premise. That's a very cool idea. Oh, Baxter says, this is great. I actually jumped in by pure chance from YouTube suggestions. Unfortunately, getting late and waking up early, but will for sure keep my eyes on this channel for more of these. That's wonderful to hear. Yeah, we'll be doing more of these, and all of this is recorded, so you can watch it later. And yeah, would be very happy to see you around. And also, good night. But we're going to continue for a little bit here for today. Let's see. Like, see the line of action for all of these poses. It's kind of the same. It's all just straight. It's here it gets interesting. It's going a little bit back, and it's immediately a lot more interesting. And then him softening up again. That's really nice. Like, and she's a little bit better, but I feel like you could strengthen this so much more. You could have her one shoulder drop, one come up. This really strongly. Love that though. Love the hand shape. Love those fingers work really well. I would probably also you can't really see what exactly the legs are doing, but usually you can feel if you are making a strong choice there. So I don't know. You could have a very stable stance for her, like, you know, something like this. You know, just think about how could it continue, you know? And in 3D, you have your legs there anyway. So I would at least pose the upper legs in a way that give them some strength. Yeah. For her head, I would also tilt it back further. And maybe also more up, just to see what that would do. Why is it sometimes undoing two of my... Oh, come on. It did all of my lines here. What is happening here? So I do like the shapes that are there a lot. So for this one, I wonder if we push it out even more, if that would give her a little bit more strength, a little bit more like command over her posture, command over her pose. Yeah, not so sure about the face, but I think, you know, with the upper body, there's some fun to be had here. Or, you know, maybe we curve it more in that direction. Yeah. And I do, like, obviously for me, sometimes as a 2D animator, it's easy to say like, oh, just do little snappy shapes and stuff like that, because it's a lot easier to hit those shapes in 2D animation. But it can really help in 3D to hunt these clear, sharp angles, especially if you're going a little bit more cartoony. Oh, thank you, Pilfer Pup. I'm learning so much from all these critiques. I didn't think about a lot of these details. Yeah, it's the thing with animation is also animation has so many details because, just think about it. We have to think about gravity and physics and weight distribution. That whole thing alone is something that scientists think about. And then you have to think about psychology, acting, all these things. And then there are just some design choices, readability, sharp angles against soft angles, straight against curves, just things that look pleasant. You constantly juggle all these things from all different areas of art and psychology and physics, and you have to bring them all together in your animation. It's almost impossible to think about everything at once. That's why good animation needs a storyboard, needs a development phase, needs a phase where camera angle, cinematography, the composition of the image. You can't think about all of that at once. And that's why they do storyboards in big productions. They do storyboards and then they board the same scene again. But this time they're gonna try to strengthen the cinematography, the camera angles and stuff. And then they storyboard that same scene again. But this time they're gonna try to get the action more clear and the poses more clear. So yeah, that's animation is a lot. Animation is a whole lot. Yeah. So many nuances that sell the idea to the audience, so they read the concept at a moment's glance. You're doing Toon Boom? That's cool. Yeah. I've worked a lot with Toon Boom as well. Pilferpuff Draws asked, "Do you do tutoring lessons?" Yes, I do. And I guess it's actually time to segue into that. So you can support us on Patreon, and if you over there, patreon.com/animator island, and one of the tiers there is the group mentoring tier. That's the more expensive one of the two. And with that one, you get access to a super secret exclusive group mentoring call every single month. So if you want feedback on your animation, your project, your storyboard, your story idea even, or you already have an animation that you want me to critique, you could join there on Patreon in the group mentoring tier, and that would give you access to that group mentoring call every single month. We have other great people, artists there who have very interesting projects, and yeah, I can draw over your animation, give you feedback, and help you improve not only that particular piece of work, but also in general. We could talk about how to, what makes sense to focus on next, how to build the skills to get to whatever you want to do with your creative skills. Yeah, so that's the group mentoring. If you want, you can check that out on patreon.com/animator island. There's also a landing page with a little bit more information on animatorisland.com/group mentoring. Oh boy, Salt, I'm in. Yeah, wonderful. I'd be very happy to see you there. And yeah, it's a nice, wonderful group, and I'm always happy for new people. You don't have to stay there for long. Like, even if somebody just wants a one-time feedback, you can join for 1 month and then unsubscribe from Patreon. That's totally fine too. Just subscribe when you need it. The cool thing is, if you stay subscribed, it's really cool. We have a couple of people who are doing some amazing progress over the time. And, having a deadline every single month to present your progress really helps you to keep working on stuff. All right. Let's go back. Ivan says, I need to 3D animate again after I finish my 3D model. That's cool. So you plan to animate the model that you created. That's I love that when you have the opportunity to do a character from model to rig to animation. It's a very time-consuming process, but if you do that, you are the expert for this character. So I like whenever I get the opportunity to make the assets, rig something, and then animate that. I really enjoy that. And you can put stuff in the rig that only you know about, how you're going to use it and stuff like that. That's very cool. So let's hide the text again. Oh, that's cool. Hilly says, how do I bring it up? Hilly says, I've been learning to rig with low poly models. That's a good way to start. I have to admit, I didn't really get much further than low poly models in 3D. I'm very proficient in 2D rigging. But yeah, 3D, I probably have to do the same, get back into it with low poly models and then work my way up. Really cool. Oh, making a 3D car. That's cool. Character rigging is another lesson goal after I'm comfortable with the basics. It's good to learn with the car. It's good to learn with, geometric shapes first, because organic shapes and organic rigging is a whole different beast. Being a jack of all trades is tough. Yeah, I hear you. There are so many generalists in the animation area, but I don't know. I kind of like to know a little bit of everything. Like personally, it fascinates me very much. Sometimes I wonder how life would be if I would be more like I want to be an expert in that one thing, and I want to be really, really, really good in that one thing. I have the highest respect for people who can do that, but I need to jump to the next thing, and it's not always good. But yeah, I like to do that. So yeah, Hilly, we are sometimes cursed with with things like that. Okay, so hello. I would like to continue with the. We only got to like 5th place or something like this. Oh, some 2D animation. I'm excited for that one. By Georgi Sagetoneto. Well, let's zoom in first so we can really see it.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
Wow. I love this one.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
Wow. This is a really nice one. Of course, it didn't win because it's an unfinished 2D animation, and those don't have a chance in the 11-second club. But wow, like animation-wise, this is really high class. Wow.
Is there any?
So first of all, character-wise, it's a 2D animation. Maybe I just vibe with the way that 2D animators hit the beats in the voice.
Anything else going on that I should know about?
This is so nice. Okay, let's start with the character animation of the elf first, though.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I like the cutaway.
On that I should know about?
It cuts before the voice is finished. That is a very strong decision because this is how a lot of time it's done in live action. In animation, we sometimes make the mistake to be like, character 1 says something, cut. Character 2 says something, cut. You don't have to do that. You can be like, you can start saying something, then cut away to the other character doing something or reacting to it. Never forget that you have that option. It makes it feel more realistic because that's what we see in films all the time. So yeah, that's really, really good.
Anything else going on that I should know about?
I do like, we have a contrast pose. We have a, at first we have line of action like this. Very nice. And then we have a contrast pose with a line of action going in the other direction. Very nice.
What's going on that I should know about?
And here we're kind of leaning into a third one. I'm not the biggest fan of the pen being here in the busiest area the entire time. The neck area is already extremely cluttered with this little like neck decoration here. We have the fingers, we have the lines of the pen, we have like constant breaking into the face, sometimes over the mouth. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Very nitpicky. This is a very nice, brilliant animation, but I don't know. I would probably like it works because the motion is so nice and controlled.
Is there anything else going on that I should know?
I think it works because important things like the circle here, they do actually happen here in the negative space. That's a really good choice. So maybe I have to revoke my comment here a little bit. I think where it matters, the motion is in the negative space. It's just, this is such a dangerous game to have everything here in that cluttered area. Oh yeah, bye Ivan. Yeah, the volume in this one really, really crazy good.
Going on that I should know about?
Almost wished we had a little bit of an end pose hit. Like I almost wish, like just because I want to see it, just because I want to see how this animator would draw that pose with the pen over here. I think they cut it because the pen coming out of the silhouette is a big thing that happens, and it's maybe too big to happen right before a cut. But like I almost wish to have seen those poses come to almost complete, to almost a complete finish. Because it still feels like it is on a transition, and maybe this was a decision later. Like maybe there is a pose that the animator was actually animating towards, and they added that cut or decided to cut earlier, which is a really good decision. But it makes the frame before we cut is not the strongest. But this, oh my god, this is crazy good. And I think what makes it so crazy good is you have so many nice phases to it. We have that situation where the full weight of the sack is on Santa, and then you have that moment where he like sinks in a little bit. There's a little bit of an anticipation before he pushes up with his feet, but because there is snow there, his feet don't, like, he slides back. So what would usually happen if you do that if you on ground that is not snow would push yourself up like this, your feet would stay in the same spot. What still could happen, though, is that your hand barely move because it's so heavy. Like, you know, that could happen if this was on solid ground. But because this is snow, instead of pushing himself up, he pushes his own feet back and goes into like a little walk cycle where he's completely out of balance, just leaning into the sack. It is so much fun. And then that last little here, that moment where he gets a grip, like here, the feet start to actually get stuck in the ground so he can push. Boop. This is fantastic. And before that happens, you have the sled just move a little bit. Look at that spacing. Gorgeous. We talked about this earlier, huh? That I like big spacings right before the impact. Isn't that nice? You know, no soft spacing from here to here, but we have this giant juicy spacing. That is what I'm talking about. Bam. Really nice. And then it overshoots in the other direction and it comes back, and Santa is just sinking in and giving a reply. But he's not stopping there. He's standing up. Oh my God. Look at that. Right leg, left leg. And look how confident this person is to skip frames. We have this whole like, I'm talking or saying something here. And then boom, he goes into that pose that unfolds, that it's not an overshoot, it's an ease into that pose. Very nice. And you don't question it.
You know, no, I don't think so. No.
Wow. That's what I meant earlier with. You could go like, no, I don't. Like, you can jump around and they even skip frames. Like, they don't make full complete motions anymore with like full animated in between arcs. It's just snap, snap, going right into the other poses. Really cool.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything.
And how it is doing the.
No.
It's hitting the nose. Like, you can see whenever he says no, like his mouth is always open. That is kind of like the glue that holds all these pieces together.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with let's. Everything's great with let's.
Look at the bouncy take. Like, look at his head. Squash, stretch, coming back to shape. Whoop. There was no animated head turn, but you don't miss it.
It's great with, let's say,
This is a pro. This is a master at work here.
great with, let's say, your magic.
Yeah, wonderful. And again, you know, just having this nice little, like, you don't, sometimes the best choice you can make is not move a character and just be like, oh, that was fun. Wonderful. Okay, let's do one more. This was a brilliant 2D animation, New Inspector by Jorge. Really cool. Let's see what the next one is.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
You know, no, I don't think so, no.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
Love that ending pose. That's like one of the strongest in the whole piece. Very nice animation from Xi Chuan. Let's see. What
Is there
can
anything
we
else going
say? So first of all, again, this is coming from a cartoony animator. I would probably try to do things less floaty. I would try to hit words and really hit them. Like when you have that turnaround.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
So how could we do this? Is there anything else? Is there anything else wrong? Is there anything else? I would probably stop the rotation at else. Let's see.
Is there anything else?
Yeah. I think the turn is a good idea. It's a like, you know, I was doing something over there. You know, I like when characters are doing something to give them more texture, believability. But I would probably try to hit a word here.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
And we also have
Know about?
the confrontation, and then she's kind of still cushioning in. You know, is there anything else that you should know about? You know, and it's kind of like very soft, very flowy, which, you know, sometimes you might want that, you might need that. But again, in this confrontational, is there anything else I should know about? By the way, spread arms like that, kind of generic, sometimes okay. Like, you know, we often do this gesture in real life, no question. I just wonder, is there anything else you should know about? Like, is there anything else I should know about? I don't know. I think if I want to do this, I would probably have some fun with this. I would probably, you know, put some crazy stuff in there. And, you know, maybe do something with the fingers flaring out. Know about. Like something to make this cliche pose a bit more playful. It's not wrong to use poses like that. I just, you know.
Is there anything else going on that I should?
And there is nice stuff here. Like, this is actually a lot bigger than I thought. And like she's fixing her hair, which kinda
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
It's almost going under.
Else going on that I should know about?
So with the hair fixing, I like, you know, in general, stuff like that can add a little bit of realism. Like if you have a character like it's so ironic. I have no hair at all anymore. But yeah, so you know, gestures like this, or like rubbing your nose, or like scratching your chin. I mean, scratching your chin also kind of has like an acting message, or you know, like fumbling with your clothes or something like that. Sometimes you don't have to weave that in with your performance. You know, sometimes it can just be like, you know, like I just did. I'm talking and I fix my watch and I continue to talk, and the watch didn't really have anything to do with it. In such a short piece, I would make it a whole thing. I think, like she is getting ready for her performance, maybe, and she would be like, you know, trying to fix the hair. Is that good? The tie, you know, like I would do more of that to really give her something to do, to really give her something to come from. Kind of what we talked about earlier with, you know, like a clear acting goal, acting choice in mind. And she does have a lot on her that she could use to do that.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
Like, she could confront him while she is fixing her tie, for example. I think that could be very interesting. Definitely more interesting than know about. Like,
You know, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything.
I would probably go all cartoony with this apple. You know, like we talked about, right, left, no.
No.
And, you know, maybe with very little in betweens, go from here to, I don't know. And maybe have the leaf flop over. I really like how that is kind of used as the hair. That's a really cute.
No. I don't think so. No.
Okay, so every.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
This last motion feels very weird to me because it feels like the body is rotated and that rotates the other arm. And look how that arm is just being rotated by the body. This is not how arms are usually moved. We do not hold our arms and then the rest of the body rotates it. Usually the arm lays somewhere. And if our body rotates, the lower arm continues to be laying on the desk. It's mostly the upper arm that moves. I think there's a lot of potential here. Like, one arm could remain stationary, like, you know, use the FK controller to just place the wrist on the table, have the body twist a little, and, you know, that gives you this nice little upper body motion. And then you could do something else with the other arm, being like, well, you know, puff, and then just have it fall down. That could be a refinement of what is being started here. All right.
No. I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's.
I don't think so. No, like this nice. I like the idea of, like, I don't think so. No, and just throw the last no into the air with the hand. That's a good choice. I like that.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic. Is there anything else?
Yeah, and you see, she's doing it again. She's like opening her arms, going left and right. Like, that's not wrong, but I feel like it's a bit bland. It's a bit generic. It's okay sometimes, but, you know, give her something to do. Give her another strong acting choice. Make her super confrontational. Make her super playful. Make her kind of like, she already expected it. Like, she doesn't even put much effort into her gestures because, like, did you do anything? So yeah, I feel like, you know, it could be pushed more in one direction. It's not bad. There are, you know, a lot of basics well understood of animation, and I love this pose. This is really showing us what this person could do. I would like to see much more of that in the entire piece. All right. Shall we skip a couple and jump to a much lower one? Let's just scroll down. There's so much 2D. I'm kinda intrigued. Let's look at the number 21 by Thomas Arkvik.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
You know, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic.
Okay. Oh, that's a cute one. Yeah. So a lot of nice decisions in this one. I do. I'm not sure if I actually miss it, but one thing that I noticed very quickly is that volumes change a lot in this elf. That could be a stylistic choice. Like, look at this hand here, how it gets bigger, and then how the head gets bigger here, which could be, in some styles you kind of are okay with that in some 2D animation styles. There are some moments where I think the changing the model doesn't work. I do like in general, like you can have proportions grow or shrink. One thing that you shouldn't do is, if you look closely, we have this space here and this space, this larger space here to the other eye. And if you have your character grow or move in perspective, this might change. But if you have the character grow without changing the angle, these spaces should grow with the nose simultaneously. And look at what happens here. We have a moment where now this space to the left is bigger and this one is smaller. And that doesn't make sense with 3D space. If you have this on like a 3D sphere and we have the nose here, then because, this is tilted over in that direction, you would always have less space here and more space here. This is how it will always be in a 3D world if you want to have that. So, having the volumes go bigger and smaller because you're doing some fun, crazy 2D stuff, okay, but I wouldn't violate this 3D volume here, because I think it can really help to make your animation feel fleshy, which makes growing volumes even more disturbing and fun. So yeah, maybe that's something to pay attention to if you do have growing and shrinking volumes like that. There also is a moment here where the nose, you see that the nose is just being copied and is being shifted up. And it's kind of like the nose is staying the same and the eyes are shifting to the right. That's a little bit eerie.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I do how seriously concerned she is. I don't think we had a character yet that was seriously concerned. Like, is there anything else I should know about? Like, that's really nice. I wonder if maybe we could push the pose a little bit. Let's see. Like, especially if you like growing volumes, we could have, the head come out a whole lot. We could have the body being a little bit in the back. And then we could have that first arm come out of the silhouette. The elbow also break the silhouette. And we could have this arm completely free. And, whatever you do with this hand, you could have it be very expressive. Like, I like this okay. But I wonder if we could have like a almost helping hand trying to reach out kind of thing. It's also kind of generic. Then maybe we could vary the height a little bit more of the two arms. Maybe we could put that one fist up really high, come out here, and have this a little bit lower. maybe, or vice versa. Arms like that, the legs like that is okay. I just wonder, maybe we could have a little bit straight against curve. It's a very classic stance, but maybe that would be worth considering.
I don't like so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
There are a couple of things I absolutely love here. There's this moment where he just sinks in. That's so nice. Where he's just like, no, that was a little bit earlier.
I don't like so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's...
And then just pushing the hair out of his face, pushing up the hat. I almost wish, like, I think you could have zoomed out just a little bit, because I feel like the volume of the hat grows and shrinks a little bit to be kept in frame. Like, you have him tilted, and he's growing, isn't he? Like, here the beard is not cut off. We don't see anything from the top of the head. Let's see. So I wonder if this animator really constructed the face with 3D shapes. I would always advise to draw these middle lines. And the cool thing, if you do that, you can rotate your character a little bit better. There is a moment, I think, where we see, we kind of see the top of the hat. I think. So I think what could make this what could elevate this piece is to really have some three-dimensionality in it, and really have, like, you can see it very much in the top of the hat. So if you have the character being pretty much eye level like that, you see very little of the top of the hat. You can shift this up when he's pressing in the gifts, then you see nothing of the top of the head, and you can have lots of fun with the nose here. So the nose is like tilting down in this one, but here you can almost like see into it, depending on what the style is and how you want to draw that nose. And then maybe when he's giving up, you could have a moment where you see the top of the head. And the top of the nose very much. So I'm a big fan of constructing your character from volumes. And I think this is also something that might be worth considering to do more for the arms, to really, check out the length and try different things with them. And to have like this mannequinization is what it's called, and build your character from that. Sometimes, if you go too extreme with that, it can make your animation look a little bit stiff if everything is built on these volumes. but it also helps you to, like, if the hip is here, it's actually coming out here, and you would probably have to lift up the cloth of the shirt, and then maybe you have it tilt back like that. And mannequinization can really help to plan where things connect and allow you to keep the volumes a lot better. But this piece just has so much charm. Like, I really love the staggering for pressing down his back. The sinking in here, how he gives up, and like just a gesture of him pushing up the hat, then her just sliding in like that.
I don't like so.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say,
twirling her hair. That's
your magic?
and his look there in the end. So many good things here. Lots of fun, and another good take on putting this in the Christmas situation. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, and let's have a look at another one from a little bit lower. There's more 2D stuff. I'm so curious. It's looking interesting. Maybe we should have a look at a 3D one though, because in that area, there are other problems here that we might have to talk about. Let's have a look at this one by Joji.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
I don't like so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say, your magic?
So what I would advise in this level of animation is to be a lot more decisive and just clearly work pose to pose. The problem is when you're trying to get a grasp of 3D animation, there's so much to battle with. We already earlier talked about all these things that make up an animation. And then on top of that, you have a very complex software with thousands of possibilities and options and buttons and whatnot. So what my advice to every 3D beginner is to really, this person is not like a beginner. They obviously know how to work the software fairly well. They probably have a good grasp of all the basics concepts of setting keyframes and tweaking curves and stuff like that. So what I would encourage anyone in this state to do is to step back and be really, really pose to pose.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
So let's think about it. For this one, I think we need at least two poses. We need one of her like thinking and, being a little playful and evasive, being like,
is there anything else going on that I should know about?
And this look up is really important. So I think we need at least two faces, of which hand is it? It's the other one. Glass here. All right. So and she could start with, is there anything else? No, actually in the other direction. Is there anything else you think I should know about? I would only do those two poses, or maybe have her actually look at the glass. I think she's doing that actually. Is there anything else I should know about? Only two poses. Maybe like, a little secondary action of like moving the liquid in the glass. Is there anything else I should know about? Just two poses and you have a great animation. And you don't need a lot of like floaty animation. You just need, is there anything else I should know about? totally legitimate, strong animation.
Is there anything else going on that I should know about?
You know, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so
I think for the guy, also 2 poses completely enough. I think I would go more strongly for what is he actually doing? Like, what can I do to express his feeling? So let's think about how, like, I actually love this because this is a communication. This is this is a choice to express his embarrassment, his hesitation. This is nothing really. I guess this is supposed to be a shrug or something like this, which, you know, could work, could be fun. I was talking earlier about how I could imagine the gnome to be like, you know, and do this. I'm not sure if that's the right thing for this character model. So let's just, I'm gonna keep the camera on me and just play the voice, the audio, and we're gonna figure something out. We're gonna come up with a nice 2-pose solution here.
You know, I don't think so. No.
okay, so everything's great with.
So I don't know, maybe 3 poses. Maybe it has to be 3 poses. So it could be,
You know, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so everything's great with, let's say,
like, I think you can do a lot of it in one pose. I think you can do a lot of it, you know, and just have the head do a little bit of them. I think for a more realistic character model, that probably works. And then do like a modification pose for the end.
I don't think so. No.
okay, so
No, I don't think so. No, like just have him drop. I don't think so. No, that could already be sufficient. Simplicity can sometimes get you so very far. So that's my advice for people who find themselves in this stage of the animation where they kind of, you know, you start to master the software, you start to, you know, how to set keyframes, you know, how to play around with curves and stuff like that. And now it's actually time to step back and be less fancy and like really focus on some good, well-constructed poses, good silhouettes, good line of action. We talked about that stuff earlier. And just focus on the necessary beats for the acting, essentially. Yeah, if you like the way how I talk about animation and how I give tips and tricks, you might want to check out our Patreon, because on patreon.com/animator island you cannot just support us because you want me to make more live streams and videos and stuff like that, which your support will help with greatly. But there also is a very special group mentoring tier. If you're working on your own animations or projects that have to do with art and animation and you want my feedback, then you can join on patreon.com/animator island in the group mentoring tier. And there will be a group mentoring session every single month where you can join, show your whatever you're working on. Can be an animation, can be a storyboard, can just be an idea for your film. And I will give you feedback. I will draw over your drawings, animate over your animation, give you tips and tricks how to improve it, but also how to build your skills in general. So that's the group mentoring. If you want to get into direct contact with me, I mean, these live streams are nice. I've tried to answer all your questions. If you have any questions, by the way, please always write them in the chat. But yeah, this is another opportunity to talk to me directly. And yeah, it's lots of fun, lots of awesome projects, lots of awesome people. And I'm always looking forward to meeting you and helping you to make your animation and storytelling even better. Oh, there's a question about it as well. What program do you use for group mentoring? Oh, to talk in the group, we actually use a website service. You just have to visit a certain website in your browser, preferably Chrome or Firefox, and there you can join the talk, and it has screen share and all this stuff that you could wish in a meeting software. It's called butter.us. Got a good deal on it, so that's why I'm using it. But it's also really nice software, and yeah, everybody can. By the way, if they want to, everybody can participate with their microphone and webcam, so you can actually, ask questions directly and stuff like that. All that right there in the browser. So yeah, that's what we're using. All right. And with that, unfortunately, this is already the end of the stream. Unless anyone has a very urgent question, we can still talk about that one. By the way, if you ever participate in the 11-second club, you can always send me the link to any animation that you submitted in any month. It doesn't have to be, like in this case, it was December 2023. It doesn't have to be from December. But like if I haven't critiqued your animation yet, you can always send it to me in any 11-second club animation stream. So if anyone wants to participate on the 11-second club, you can get my feedback even if I don't make a critique stream that month. You can just wait for another critique stream and show me your animation then. So that's always a possibility as well. Yeah, I'm a little bit careful with saying the usual stuff like, I want to try to do more live streams. That's what he said 2 months ago. But I really do. I really want to do more live streams. It's a lot of fun with all of you. And yeah, thank you all for the feedback. Yeah, nice talking to you all, and I also enjoy just diving into these animations, because there's also stuff that I learn myself, and that I like in that 2D animation, how the Santa goes from down there to up there. I need to do that more often. I always forget that you can just skip in betweens. I'm like always planning out my in-betweens with like timing charts and all this stuff. And sometimes the answer, especially in 2D, is to just pop your character into the next position. It works in a cartoony style. It can work so well. So that's what I learned today. I'm always one for strong acting choices, thinking about a strong, clear thing that your character could be doing on the side. And I think what we saw today did strengthen that desire in me to always make these strong decisions, because the animations where there was a strong decisions, I think I enjoyed so much. So yeah, maybe there are also a couple things that you learned in today's stream. I do actually recommend writing stuff like that down. I have like a little notebook of animation realizations. For the longest times, I actually had it in the living room, like on the coffee table. So when we would be watching an animation film, I would see something, I would write it down, because you forget. It's just, you always think like, oh yeah, I don't forget, I learned that now. But like if you're anything like me, you need to learn it 4 times, 5 times to actually be able to do it in your own work, or to just think that is an option in your own work. Yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. Looking very much forward to the next stream. I hope it's not that far away. I'm gonna try to stream more often. I know I say that all the time. Have a great day, evening, whatever it is in your part of the world. Keep on animating, stay creative, and yeah, I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.